Would you kiss Pep's bald head for the right amount of money?
Sure, I would just do it for the memes, dude. How many farewell interviews did he do? I counted.
He's not Dhoni. But first, you're like a player or a manager shouldn't announce that they're leaving. Now because there's too much on your YouTube feed. Now you're saying they should announce. What the fuck do you want, bro?
I'm obviously going to change my take according to my preference, dude.
But you always do this gay shit. I want this, I pick this. I like this, I am.
So he's either happy
My
or not.
my heart and my mind say two different things.
I like women, I pick men. That's you.
That's you. He's from the mountain region. Darden. What is Darden? Where is Darden?
But yeah.
He's from Dehradun. Yeah, I mean, more power to them. And
Yeah.
you want to see the Indian flag at the UFC, at the PFL.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, we had RCB versus CSK, the biggest game of the year probably it was in Chinnaswamy. RCB decided to Chennai decided to bowl first. RCB at 218. Kohli, Faf, Patiran and Green, all the top four batsmen really carried them with 40. All of them hit about 40 runs. Faf with a 50. And yeah, it was what happened?
Go on.
And we saw Chennai, obviously they had to just, what the fuck is going on?
Sammy uppercutted his bike into his face, into his chest.
So we had CSK try to chase them down. All CSK had to do was make at least 200 runs out of 20 overs. They failed to do it, hit around 191. We saw Thala come at like 6 down this time. He moved himself more down the order. Obviously, he came on, batted well. We saw Rachin Ravindra.
Hit him with the glove.
sound. Rachin Ravindra, finally we see him play a decent innings, at least of 61 he hit. But yeah, they struggled. Thala hit a 110-meter six though, which is ridiculous.
And that helped RCB win the game, right? Because he hit that 110-meter six. The ball disappeared over the roof.
New ball.
They got a new ball, and then Yash Dayal, right? Was the
Yeah,
last
Yash
over.
Dayal.
He could grip the ball better, and he bowled he got a wicket of Thala, and then he bowled 3 dot balls and a single or something the rest of the over. So insane how the story played out. We were talking about
Insane.
We were talking about Virat and Dhoni all week, and who's going to make it, RCB or CSK, and then turns out because of this random ass incident, which was an amazing shot by Dhoni, it kind of costed CSK qualification.
Should have retired, right? But the real hero of this entire story is Kaushik Kashyap. The guy who tweeted that roadmap for RCB to go on, what needs to happen for RCB to go on and qualify for the playoffs. He published this tweet on the 26th of April. This is when RCB had just beaten SRH. At this time, they were dead last in 10th with just 2 games won. Ever so often you meet, a certain sect of the population that tries to convince you about things like manifestation and writing things down. And usually I'm just dismissing those things, but this guy, he did it. He's made me a believer. I am the number one believer of manifestation now. Every day, from this day onward, I'm going to wake up every day and write things down and make sure they happen, dude. I mean, kudos to this guy. He's just pulled it off. Fuck Kohli, fuck all these RCB guys. It's him. It's Kaushik Kashyap.
I remember we did talk about him before. We didn't name him, but we were laughing about how this is never going to happen. And then 6 games in a row, plus everyone else winning and losing around them. And now RCB are in the fucking playoffs, man.
We weren't laughing actually because he released this graphic and we saw it a couple days later. RCB had won, and then 4 games he had predicted right after that. And we called him out saying oh, this is happening. This might happen. So actually you heard it here first. The casuals. Come on, man. Big up yourself. Don't play
I mean, I
these
was
things
laughing
off.
about it. I didn't think it would happen. Okay, two days he got correct predictions for how many ever
4
games.
games.
and then 4 games. But I still didn't think they would make it, and they almost didn't, right? If it wasn't for Dhoni and the longest 6 of the year or something.
Yeah. And then in this game, also, did you guys see the Thala storming off controversy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't wait to shake hands.
So the entire controversy is that RCB was celebrating right after the last ball, and they didn't come to shake Thala's hands. Thala apparently waited for 3 whole minutes, and RCB players were just running around the field celebrating like hooligans. So Harsha Bogle said in an post-match interview or something like that, one of the great things about a game is putting your rivalry aside and shaking hands. I disagree. One of the greatest things of our game is seeing Kohli win and him shout "Benchod, Madachod" out into the atmosphere at nobody. Just run around like a fucking madman. That is one of the greatest things about this game.
Bro, Kohli was so animated the whole game. Anything happened, wicket, 4, 6.
Did you see that
Benchot, Maharaj. Bro, he's batting, he's fielding. Something happens, anything, they just zoom into him. He's abusing, and then his wife is clapping.
She's looking good.
That's a good relationship, yeah.
Overthrow. He made an overthrow and they took a sneaky extra run on it. They just zoom in on his face and he's like, chal, pose it.
And then Harsha also went on to say like, oh, Dhoni might retire. You should keep all these things into consideration.
So-
What if Dhoni just clarified that he is going to retire, and then this entire thing wouldn't have happened, dude? They would have given him his flowers and they would have shook his hands.
So Harsha Bogle had an issue with Bangalore celebrating after the game. But when you celebrate, man.
Of course.
Yeah, you have to celebrate.
You were dead last.
But first, you're like a player or a manager shouldn't announce that they're leaving. Now, because there's too much on your YouTube feed. Now you're saying they should announce. What the fuck do you want, bro?
I'm obviously going to change my take according to my preference, dude, according to my convenience. Again, I have no problem with Thala announcing it or not announcing it. I am just saying this entire controversy could have been avoided if Thala just announced, yo, dudes, I'm going to retire. Shake my hand after the game. So
Touch my
So Harsha Bogle doesn't get pissed off on my behalf.
Yeah. It's feeling weird that all these commentators, especially the Indian ones, are hating on Kohli so much. Like Harsha and Gavaskar and everything. Because I remember when Kohli got man of the match a few games ago, he said something to Harsha Bogle and things like that as well. And I mean, why are they doing it? He is one of the best players that India's ever had. And he's playing the best IPL almost that he's almost played, right?
Yeah, I mean, Harsha also said that Kohli's finally getting T20s yesterday while analyzing one of his performances.
That's not true at all.
I know.
Remember the World Cup that happened a few years ago. He carried in, not the Pakistan one, but a few World Cups before that. He carried almost every single game. He chased down a bunch of scores and everything. And now, okay, 3 games he might have played with a slow run rate and stuff. And obviously it's fine to make fun of for us and everything, you know. So we do it for a good time. We're never serious. But these guys are actually on the mic and analysts and experts, and they're saying things like that. It's just weird. And Kohli is overreacting a little bit, but I love the tension anyway, whatever.
Yeah, I love the drama. I love the theatre of that back and forth. Cricketers going against the media talking heads. One day even it might be us. Who knows?
The media talking heads.
Yeah, I mean, after our first episode only, we called out Shreyas Iyer and he went on to score a 50 the very next day. So you never know. I mean, again, this is me manifesting. I am a
Write it down
now.
tomorrow morning, please.
Apart from that, I guess Yash Dayal, comeback king. He got slapped last season, getting hit for 5 sixes against Rinku Singh in that historic game where KKR needed 36 or something, 35 of the last over, and 30 of the last over, and Rinku Singh did the necessary.
Yeah, and Yash Dayal wasn't even bowling well actually. He was bowling a lot of full tosses and one ball went straight full toss above Jadeja's head.
That was the dew on the ball, because it rained for like half an hour, 45 minutes. The whole ground was wet. And then Dhoni made the other ball disappear. He got the new ball, he could grip it better, and he won them the game. It's actually insane. Like, I didn't think I would see something like that happen at such a crucial time in the tournament or any tournament in cricket.
I saw that on Twitter initially, and I thought it was a rumor, but then DK came out and
Yeah.
said it in one of his speeches. So clearly, it was a huge factor, and yeah, kudos to RCB man, like 6 games on the bounce.
Yeah. Best comeback in IPL history, probably.
One
It
of,
is, I think, yeah.
yeah.
No one has lost. So Mumbai, remember, lost like 4 or 5 games to start once, and then they ended up winning or at least making the playoffs. So RCB lost their first 5 out of 6 or something like that. Worst record in the first 6 7 games.
So what is the playoff picture right now?
So in qualifier 1, there's Sunrisers are playing KKR, and in the eliminator 1, it's RCB versus Rajasthan Royals. And the fact that Rajasthan Royals are in this eliminator 1 and not in the qualifier is quite a bottle in itself. They've not won a single game in May. They've got 1 point in May, but due to rains.
Which they would have much rather played that game because
Yeah, obviously. But yeah, they lost their last 4 games. Choked that last point. They were sitting quite comfortably at first. So, yeah.
Yeah, who do we got for the first playoff? Whatever you want to call it. SRH KKR.
Playoffs.
Who are you asking me for a prediction? I'm gonna say SRH. I'm gonna say KKR actually.
Why?
I think SRH will win it in the second eliminator because the first game they get two chances, right? So yeah, I think KKR is gonna go through to the finals in the first try.
Okay. I think SRH will win. I guess they're doing well chasing now as well. The problem we talked about, the last 2 games they've chased down pretty. The first game out of these 2 they chased down a little slow, but then this one, 9. I'll just take everything back. The first one was a low score, second was a high score, and they still chased it down, which they weren't doing before. And yeah, I have SRH. They've played a lot of cricket recently. KKR hasn't played in like. They'll have a 10-day break or something by the time they play this game. Something like that. Which
I mean,
is insane.
Shreyas Iyer needs it.
Bro, he needs a retirement probably. Bro, he's really not been that bad. It's been fun shitting on him, I guess.
Yeah, I think he's been pretty mediocre. He's just gone under the radar because
His team is doing well.
Yeah, everyone around him has been carrying him. Yeah, so I think, so you're saying KKR.
I would say Hyderabad.
You're saying
Yeah.
SRH. I say KKR.
I say RCB, but I think they'll play Sunrisers.
Abe, hey,
What are you talking
3
about?
teams play in one game.
Give me. Let's both put it on.
Talking about who? No. You're just talking about. You're not talking about full IPL.
We were
Okay,
talking about
so
the first-
SRH will beat KK.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so
Then-
got it. Then RCB will beat RR.
Okay. What do you think?
I think RCB will beat RR.
I think RR will beat RCB.
Why?
Because they're a better team. They're a more well-balanced team, as you love to keep saying.
But
don't have a king.
they lost 4 games on the trot.
So, you can win the 5th.
I mean, fair enough. They've lost against teams that have been very desperate, fighting for that last playoff spot. They lost to DC, they lost to CSK,
Sunrisers.
and Sunrisers,
And Punjab.
and all this while they had already secured their spot. Hopefully, the playoffs kick them into another gear. They are the most balanced side, in my opinion, and that's why I think they'll win.
Yeah, so Rajasthan for me, and you're saying that's why I think they'll win.
They'll. I don't know what I'm saying, man. It's,
Bro, hit him.
Hit me. Hit me. No, I think RCB will win. Is the mic fine, Krish?
Yours is fine. It's messing up his audio.
Oh,
For the unstart.
Bro, you stop. For
Stop,
jokes,
stop.
you'll do anything. Just chill.
for views, I'll do anything.
Mine's fine now? Mine's okay?
Sammy's nice.
Mine?
Just continue.
But I didn't touch his mic.
You.
No, it's an echo game thingy. So
Okay,
So it's Krish's fault.
Sammy fucked up. Yeah, so then you have RR to play KKR then.
SRH.
It's too late, man. It's
Oh, yeah,
too
you're
late.
right.
Fucking hell, he said SRH will beat KKR.
SRH to be in the final directly.
Yes.
KKR to play Rajasthan. And then in that game, I would say RR will go through, and then in the final, SRH will win. That's my story. And
So
I'm
what's the final
manifesting it
SRH versus
versus Rajasthan.
Rajasthan? I'm gonna go with KKR versus RCB in the final, and RCB to take it all.
I'm going to say RCB to play Sunrisers in the final, and Sunrisers beat them in 2016, so the story makes sense. So I'm saying RCB wins this one.
I mean, why are we predicting? So we should just predict 1-1 game, man.
No,
You
'cause
guys
it's
asked
gonna-
for it, bro. I'm not saying anything.
It's going to be over by the time we
Written
shoot
the
next.
entire script down, but don't know what is going on. One guy's changing one prediction, the other guy's changing the other prediction.
It's going to
on
be
top of that.
It's going to be over by the time we shoot
Yeah.
next. So
We should have just, yeah, it is going to be
Okay,
over. That
winner.
is true. Sunrisers Hyderabad.
RCB.
RCB. What the How many times are you going to change this prediction?
Cool.
Okay.
Anything else in the IPL?
No.
Any other news that you all want to
I
cover?
think next time you should just wear these gloves or keep them aside. This sound thing.
Give me one for
Yeah.
fucking punching
No.
both of y'all.
Absolutely not.
We have hired you, bro. Remember that.
Okay.
If you say narrative, that's over.
I didn't know I said story this
Yeah,
time. I said in my mind, I was thinking that.
We moved you from the jail to the center. One promotion. Can't give you the glove also.
Send
now.
you back to Arthur Road. It's your only.
Send him back to the Parsi colony. Keep him locked up over there. Don't be so rude.
Okay, so football, we had obviously the finale weekend of the Premier League this weekend. City obviously come out champions. Never really in doubt. Arsenal put up a good fighting spirit after going 1-0 down to Everton. But credit to them, City maybe just too good. Yeah, any thoughts on that, Sammy?
Yeah, man. We lost by 2 points. It was really close. I could have asked for more. We could have won the Premier League, but I'm just super dejected overall. The entire hype till the last day of the season was kind of a bit much. I don't think it was ever in question for City. I think they were going to just run with it. They were machine towards the end, and they proved that once again. Yeah, you want to say anything about it?
Yeah, the Premier League player of the season turned up with 2 goals on the last day, which is cool. Rodri once again clutch as he scored the third, and then the West Ham goal is also fucking sick. That
Yeah.
bicycle, and you should have seen Sammy scream. He just said that I had no faith and all, but you should have seen him scream. We watched the game together. He just lies on camera constantly. He's like, let's go and all. And like all the other Arsenal fans, he was fooled that it was 2-2. And Arsenal, to be honest, it should have been 1-1. That fucking Havertz goal shouldn't have counted. It was a clear handball by Jesus.
I mean, what are
I'm
you?
just adding fuel to the fire, but that is the truth. Although it wasn't given.
Like it would have made a difference.
It would have made a difference in the fairness, and people have more faith in VAR to get the right call at the right time.
Yeah, but like you said, the Kudus goal did give me some kind of hope. But then Phil Foden was just too good on the day.
Yep.
Before the game, my friend and I were talking about how Phil Foden maybe doesn't deserve the Player of the Year, and he just straight up slapped us.
And he's only, 23, 24 right now, right?
23 years old, and
That's fucked.
19 goals, 8 assists.
it's been his best attacking season.
Yeah.
23 years old, he's won 6 Premier League titles. He's the youngest player to ever accomplish
6
that.
Premier League
6
only?
Premier League titles.
Oh my
Won
God.
one at 17, one at 18, then one took a year break, hiatus, and then 4 in a row.
So
That's
how
fucking
soon do you think we're going to start hearing our City ready to move on from KDB?
No, never. Why should they?
They shouldn't, but
Yeah.
there's going to be a lot of dead air soon, no Premier League football. The pundits are going to come out in full force. And Phil Foden is English. That English tag has that, 10x hype. Even though he's really good, you know what I mean, right?
Yeah, I do. There's plenty of time between the season ending and the season starting, and always these fucking stories come up that, De Bruyne is going to Saudi and this one is going to America and things like that. But I doubt they'll get rid of a player like him. He's still elite of the elite. And yeah, it would just be fucking stupid. It would be good for all the other teams in the league, but for City to do it would be stupid.
I think KDB stays for as long as Pep is in the team.
Pep was saying he's more out than in. I just saw
I know.
yesterday.
He just signed a new contract recently.
I guess he's also a liar.
Yeah, he's like, I'll see how the players are feeling, how I'm feeling. I guess he's just keeping the City board on their toes. I mean, he also wants to get paid at the end of the day.
But if he just signed a new one, then what's the point? He's gonna get. I'm sure he's getting paid a
Next,
lot.
he signed a 2-year contract, right? So it's not a long-term contract. And he kept saying, it's been 8-9 years, it's been 8-9 years, like, we get it. And even in that post-match press conference, David Jones from Sky Sports asked him, Pep, what is your secret? What is your magical potion that you keep winning this title 4 times in a row? And so humble, right? At that moment, he chose to divert the attention to all his support staff. Like, if it weren't for them, I wouldn't be able to
He
do
was
it.
saying, Aguero helped me with this. We cannot replace him.
I mean, true sign of a champion. Even Lance Armstrong did the same thing
Yeah.
when he won his 7 Tour de France. They asked him, how did it happen? And he said, it's the support staff. There's nothing else that was going on.
It's the supporting drugs, the supporting money that all these rules they've broken, no one talks about. That is the secret portion, right? All these, how many is it right now?
115 charges.
Yeah.
115 charges, which Sky Sports and the other carrier in the Premier League in England are not allowed to talk about. So Premier League Productions and Sky Sports are not allowed to talk about the 115 charges against Man City. That's why we don't hear about it that much.
Because we get that feed on
We
Hotstar.
get that feed on Disney Plus Hotstar.
Yeah.
Is that a brand deal? Disney Plus Hotstar.
I said Hotstar.
Yeah, and that's why we don't hear about it, which is kind of messed up. We don't hear Gary Neville talk about it that much, or Carragher, unless it is on some other podcast which is not affiliated with Sky Sports.
Another channel as well,
Yeah.
right? They
Yeah.
talk about it abroad and everything in the
Exact-
Premier League feeds.
Exactly, yeah.
Do you think if you got paid to not say things like that on this show or any other platform, you would stop?
For the right money, yeah, of
Yeah,
course.
I agree. So
What are we doing here?
would you kiss Pep's bald head for the right amount of money on the last day of the season if Arsenal loses and they win?
Sure, I would just do it for the memes, dude. Imagine I'd be able to tell people I kissed Pep on his bald forehead and walked away. They'd be
I think if I see Pep, it'll be hard for me not to kiss that ball. It's shining.
I thought you were going to say not to punch him in the face or something, but I guess fair enough.
Yeah, I don't think I'm that crazy. If there's a mic in front of me, I'll talk shit about him. But if he's standing in front of me, I probably won't go ahead and punch him.
Which is the quick question. Do you think this City team is maybe the best Premier League team of all time?
Probably last year's, right?
Last
With the
year's.
treble and everything.
No, I mean this era, like the last 2 to 3 years, you could say, under Pep. I think the team's not changed really that much from last year to this year. Okay, but even if you take last year as the treble winning team, is that the best Premier League team of all time?
I don't want to go down that path. It is one of course, it is one of the best teams. They have 2 to 3 players in each and every position. And they aren't even mid-level players. They're top-tier players that might walk into any of the top 4 teams. So it's hard for me to say no, that they aren't.
They are right up there. If you want to
Yeah,
give a
they're definitely-
definitive answer, we'd have to look at a lot of shit, but they are up there for sure.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, if you want an emotional answer, I'm going to say like the Invincibles, right? They went unbeaten. And then I will probably say like
99.
99.
Which is closer than the Invincibles.
Exactly. I mean,
Invincibles
and
will
then
make
we'd
top
go
3.
on some insane argument, but
Let's save that for another
Leave that
day.
for another day. Invincibles don't make top 3.
Then
Just saying.
we'll talk about Klopp a little bit.
Big emotional farewell from him, obviously, at Liverpool. 2-0, they beat Wolves. Good send-off for him. A lot of players, obviously, you could see him hugging. A lot of players emotional. In the interviews, they're all saying he's the greatest of all time. So, yeah, it was obviously an emotional day for the players. And you could see for Klopp himself, his full team. I think what Klopp does so well is he manages his players so well. He tends to build relationships with them that built on like pure honesty. Like you'll see him fall out with his players, you'll see him make up with his players over the last few years. So yeah, I mean, he's obviously a great manager. So.
Yeah, I agree. He's not the greatest, but he's a great manager. He was very good at man management, if you want to say. Like for Trent to be super emotional because he brought him onto the first team and then he's now the vice captain as well. He changed Van Dijk's career, Salah's career, maybe you can say. So all those guys are super emotional and they've done really well under him. So respect to Klopp. As much shit as we've talked about him before about some of the annoying things he does, everyone does annoying shit. But at the end of the day, respect and congrats.
Yeah, respect and congrats. But I have to bring up a few annoying things.
Please.
About his entire ho-halla of farewell interviews, final speech. How many farewell interviews did he do? I counted.
He's not Dhoni.
He might be worse, dude. There were 9 total farewell interviews that were all labeled the last interview ever, the last post-match press conference ever, the last farewell to the fans ever, the last farewell to his players ever, the last farewell to the kitchen lady ever. I'm like, come on, dude. And then he goes out in his farewell speech. He said, "I hate to make this about me, dude. If you didn't want to make this about you, don't announce that you're going to retire 2-3 months prior and make this entire deal about you retiring."
And then he made an Instagram as well recently to get more attention. I mean, in retirement, people get off social media, try to stay away and things. And he made it like a few weeks ago, which is, I don't know, just a weird thing. If you want to do it, do it. But like, don't say it's not about me. It is about you and it should be. Like if I was a Liverpool fan, I would put up those stories and things like that for him.
100%.
He's arguably the best manager ever.
No.
Way back in the day.
Yeah.
Bro, like,
There's Bill Shankly. There are a lot of their legends.
He's up there in that conversation for sure.
In the modern era, in the Premier League
Premier League
era,
era,
yes. Yes, he definitely is. But yeah, I just thought it was very hypocritical of him to say that I don't want this to be about me, but it is about you.
But maybe the Liverpool owners and stuff were so happy with him and he didn't want to do those 9 press conferences, maybe he wanted to do 4. And they just made him do it and wrote it. Every time they wrote a caption saying it's his last thing, it's his last thing. So, could be both ways. Let's not hate the man on his way out. Sammy,
Okay.
some respect, bro, please.
I mean, respect, but still, I was just like,
Just because Arsenal
I
lost.
was a little pissed off because my YouTube feed was just farewell Klopp, farewell Klopp. Like, I get it, he's leaving. I'm sad. Like, he's given us some great moments in the Premier League, especially with Pep just dominating the last 5 years. We wouldn't have got to see such a competitive Premier League if it wasn't for Klopp. And just having the privilege to watch his football for the past 5 years, 6 years, and compete at such a high level. I mean, of course, I'm so grateful, but still, do not crowd my YouTube feed like that. You're not letting the casuals breathe, bro.
Okay.
Anything else from that?
Not really.
They won the quadruple.
They won 1, I think. That was like 3 months ago, the League Cup.
Yeah,
yeah.
but
Don't remind me.
okay. Apart from the farewell thing, it was a good touch on his part to kind of be like, now I'm a part of you. I'm a part of the cop end. I'm a fan, and then he led the fans in the Arne Slot chant, which I think was beautiful. If my manager is going out like that, I want him to be that supportive of his successor.
Yeah, but
I
there's
agree.
a big difference between sacking and a retirement and mutually agreeing to leave the club and things like that. I know Wenger mutually agreed, but it really wasn't.
It wasn't.
So he
It was
didn't.
more stretched out, yeah.
He didn't need to show the love to Arteta like Klopp did too.
But when have we ever seen that ever happen?
Well, Ferguson really pushed for Moyes and the whole Scottish thing, and he believed in him. Obviously, he didn't lead a chant, and Fergie never went to the stands and did all these things that Klopp does on a daily basis.
But yeah,
So,
I
yeah.
guess that's what sets him apart from.
That emotion they really feel,
100%.
the
Yeah.
Liverpool fans. So.
Yeah, and I want to bring up that Darwin. Did you guys see the video of? They were giving him his that clap of honor or whatever, where they stand on either side.
Guard of honor.
Guard of honor. And everyone was clapping for him, but Darwin. And Darwin has deleted all his Liverpool social media posts and everything. So I guess we might not get to see the legend next season.
Speaking about entertainment and Liverpool, bro, Darwin completely is the most entertaining player in the league. Like, he's so hot and cold. He'll miss the easy chances, take the hard ones. So let's see. Hopefully, he stays in the Prem.
So Chelsea.
Yes.
Chelsea finish end of the season above United, ended in 6th place. Cole Palmer, obviously, an unreal season. 22 goals.
Congratulations to Chelsea. ZS trophy for Chelsea.
They made
I want-
Europa. So
They-
after spending 2 billion in
Yeah,
cash,
and finishing above United.
I mean, United would take that in a heartbeat. They'll spend 2 billion in the next 2 years, anyways.
yeah, Anthony.
Try to
and-
sign Ronaldo again.
CR7 reunited. But Cole Palmer, obviously, 22 goals, 11 assists, most goals, assists in the Premier League, one above Watkins and Haaland. So
I don't care.
I won 2,000 rupees on the fact that Chelsea finished above United. So let's
Dude,
go.
yeah, good bet. When did you make that bet?
Start of the season, before the season started.
Damn, and it was just a straight up 1:1.
Yeah, 1:1.
Who did you take it against?
Ryan.
Nice.
You got. He should have given you better odds, man, with that squad.
I don't do odds and bets. I just give it flat, easy.
Too much
I-
for your brain to
Too
handle.
much maths.
But yeah, I mean, it is fucking annoying as a United fan. Good for Cole Palmer. He wasn't playing at City. He moved to Chelsea and became the main player, especially attacking. United, I don't know if we win the FA Cup. No chance. I'm putting it at a 1% shot. If even that's the odds I'll give you if you want to bet.
Okay, let's.
But I don't know. Horrible season for United. I think even if they win the FA Cup, it's pretty disappointing. Although that will be a good thing that happens. And Chelsea, I want to say Thiago Silva has been a legend of the sport.
Yeah.
He's won Champions League with multiple clubs now. Did he win one Milan?
he's
No,
won
just
one
with
with
Chelsea.
Chelsea.
I guess that's even better then. He didn't win with PSG,
Yeah.
Milan, and things like that. But he came to Chelsea, captained them.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think it was a lot to do with his wife and Timo Werner. Like that happened in the semi-finals or something, right, of the Champions League when
Yeah,
Chelsea
yeah.
won. So yeah, ZS, show off your tattoo now once again. We put a camera on you, so.
But I feel like, do you think as a Chelsea fan that Thiago Silva didn't get enough press attention on the last day of the
No,
season?
I think he got the right amount of press attention. Enough posts on Instagram. He obviously gave a nice speech. I don't know, he spoke in this thing. Nobody could really understand what he was
What
saying.
did he speak in?
He spoke in English, but broken English.
Okay.
I thought he
He
said
said
Brazilian.
Brazilian.
No, I said nobody could understand the English he was speaking. He was like
It's
very broken.
Portuguese, just by the way.
Sorry, Portuguese. Sorry, I knew that. I know that. But yeah, obviously, if United win the FA Cup, which they won't,
They won't.
they get the Europa spot and Chelsea move down to the Conference League. So hopefully they don't win.
So what do you think is going to happen with United next season? New manager?
I would prefer new players. I still feel like managers should be given more opportunities. Like, we've sacked all of these managers after Fergie pretty damn quickly, you know. And Mourinho did decent, but then he was going off, he got sacked. Solskjaer did okay. Okay for like the time that United were in. Nothing compares to the Fergie and the Babe standards, but this is what it has come to. I think Ten Hag deserves some more time. I think players need to go. A whole bunch of players need to fucking go.
Who's first on your list?
Casemiro.
Or Anthony?
Anthony as well. But Casemiro, I will say, because he's actually, you know, he was brought in as a very important player as well in that central midfield role. And he's taking 400k a week. So we take a load of that.
Yeah, I'm just happy Arsenal is not in this position anymore. I look at you fans and just thank the stars. That Arteta's been able to figure it out, and like kudos to him for being able to do that.
And Arteta made a bold decision with Aubameyang, right? So I think Ten Hag needs to do some things like that. Like, he got rid of his captain at the time and he was in such good form, but his discipline was bad. And yeah, he needs to go. So if Ten Hag can identify who the chudes are in the fucking team, he can send them away.
I don't think it's that hard to identify.
I hope things don't change, because United is just so fun to watch. I mean, every game is a tragedy, and every United fan goes into each game thinking they can get something out of it, and it just becomes one meme after another. It's good times for fans like Arsenal and Liverpool and City,
Yeah,
and
good
especially
times.
seeing your biggest rivals at the top of the table must be a little hard for you.
Good times lifting the Wheat Right trophy, Sammy.
No,
Huh?
good times spending so much money.
You
and,
guys spent as
and,
most
and
as
fi-
much
and
money.
finishing 8th.
Okay,
struggling
I
to
said
qualify
it's
for
horrible. I said
Europa.
it's horrible. You're saying I'm so happy. I'm loving
I
this
am
and all.
happy.
Yeah.
I'm happy finishing second.
15 years down the line, when someone looks at a list of champions, no one's going to remember Arsenal was
Thank you.
second.
Thank
I'm
you.
talking about right now.
Thank you,
And
Zeus.
right now, I'm so happy about it.
I will stay second.
Are y'all happy about your situation?
No, and we said
Exactly.
no.
I'm talking about right now. You're talking about 15 years ago. And that makes no sense.
But the point is, you're happy not winning.
Yeah, that's your
we
fucking
weren't,
club,
we
bro.
didn't even have like consciousness 15 years ago, man. You don't even know what you were doing 15 years ago.
Yes, we did. We were
You're
9
10,
years, 10,
yeah.
11 years old, bro, at the time.
Decide 9, 10 or 11.
Are you kidding? 11 years ago, bro, we had
That
consciousness.
shit doesn't even matter till you like don't have a pube. It doesn't even matter. You're not even lived.
Just a few.
So the Invincibles and everything don't matter to you.
Don't matter.
No, I'm talking about right now.
Anything to make a point.
Let's jump from the Premier League to
Bundesliga. See, Leverkusen undefeated in the Bundesliga, finished all their games without a single loss. First team to ever do it in Bundesliga history, which is crazy. Because if you think about how long Bayern have dominated this league and they've not been able to do it invincible, is absolutely it's
Yeah.
probably the biggest feat we've seen in football in the past few years. To see since Leicester won the league, I would probably say this is up there.
I thought something special would be needed to break that Bayern run. I didn't think it'd be this special.
The special thing was Harry Kane. Not Leverkusen.
Tottenham did have a better performance this season than last season. So Harry Kane might be the virus that is plaguing all the teams that he's a part of.
He's winning Euros this summer, so it's fine.
You heard it
You
here
heard it here
first.
first. It's coming. Oh.
I hope it does. I mean, we'll talk about the Euros when it's time, but yeah, Leverkusen, very, very special team, man. To go unbeaten in all the competitions is insane. In one of the best leagues in the world, Xabi Alonso and the team that he's created is so special. And there aren't like stars except Wirtz, but he's also super young. But there aren't like stars that like stick out and that you've heard of, you know?
They've built their own stars.
That's because we don't really watch the Bundesliga or anything.
But you'd still hear of these. But you'd still hear of these stars, right? Like Neuer coming up for Schalke. We heard about him. We heard about Sane.
Also, that's because he played in the Champions League with Schalke. Leverkusen is not in the
Has
Champions
not. But that's exactly my point, right? That they don't have those. They finished what, 17th or 15th
15th last season. I
last season, and he's taken. It's basically a Leicester story on like 3x.
Yeah, it's fucking insane, dude. I mean, everyone's giving Xabi Alonso a lot of credit as he deserves it. Now they have to play 2 finals. They have to play Europa on Thursday and then DFB on Saturday or Sunday.
Yeah,
So
it's 2 days.
if they can go undefeated and win the treble, I mean, that is just incredible, especially after finishing, like we said, 15th the previous season.
If they beat Atlanta, which is their Europa League final, then they only have to be the Pokal final. And if they were to lose that game, I don't want to put that out there, but that would be the biggest bottle of all time.
Yeah.
Because the team they're playing is 13th in the second league of Bundesliga.
Yeah.
So let's not put that out there. Edit it out.
Yeah, I don't think, even if they lose that final, I don't think they've bottled the season by any means.
It's
Yeah,
a bottle of
they are no
sorts.
Arsenal.
Not a bottle of season.
This
but
bottle
They are no
phrase word just
Not
annoys
London
me.
special,
I
not
guess I guess I take it personally. That's why.
But you're happy now, it's okay, sweetie.
But do you actually think they bottle the season if they don't win that last
no,
final?
bro.
No, they don't bottle the season, but they bottle a historic, like they bottle a treble.
It would just be
Ultimately, they bottle the treble.
it would just be weird. I mean, to win against all these tough teams throughout the season and then lose against the third division.
Kaiserslautern.
Second division.
Second division.
But on the flip side, it'll be an insane story for Kaiserslautern.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. I think it's the first time you will see people not really cheering for a team like such an underdog in a final. Normally, if Leverkusen weren't on for the treble, you'd probably see the world backing Kaiserslautern here. But
Yeah.
here you'd see the world backing Leverkusen.
I'm sure in Germany people must be backing Kaiserslautern. It's casuals like us,
Bayern fans
Bayern
for,
fans.
would be on the side of the
Yeah.
underdog for sure.
Boxing over the weekend, Tyson Fury versus Usyk for the WBC heavyweight title. Usyk won by split decision. Good fight, entertaining fight throughout. Not really any point where we saw any of them really about to end it except for round 9 where Fury was saved by the bell. I don't know, after all those shots, how this guy was still on his feet was ridiculous. I don't even think he wasn't even fully knocked down when the referee called it. So, yeah, fair play to Fury, fair play to Usyk. He was not clearly the better fighter, but I would say he deserved it that day.
100%. We all picked Fury, right?
Yeah.
As our prediction, and we were wrong.
I picked Usyk.
Cap.
Roll back the tape.
I think he said y'all are saying Fury, so I'll
Yeah.
take Usyk.
I said I want Fury to win, but my pick is Usyk.
Oh, maybe.
Those
But
were
you
my
always do
words.
this gay shit.
See,
I want
those
this, I
were-
pick this. I
My
like
heart-
this,
So he's either happy
My
or like,
heart and my mind say two different things.
I like women, I pick men. That's you.
That's you.
That's you.
Finally spoken one of the truths. Finally. Don't expose me like that. Dude.
But yeah, either way, Zeus and I picked Fury to win, and we called him the greatest of all time at heavyweight. But now Usyk is the only one who's held all of the 4 big belts at 2 weight classes. Now he's come up from cruiserweight to heavyweight. He beat Joshua. He beat Joshua twice, and then he beat Fury now. So it's fucking insane, dude. Like, you saw how much smaller he was. He probably had 30 pounds less than
30.
Tyson Fury. And just, I love when a sport that's so brutal, like even if it's boxing or MMA, that skill still wins you the game, you know. We talk about every other sport, and compared to that combat sport, everyone thinks it's just how angry or how strong I am and shit like that. But no, it's all about skill. Obviously, heart and everything else comes into play, but skill is still number one. And that 9th round was fucking scary. The fight almost got called. And I don't know, maybe if the ref didn't step in and let Usyk land one more punch and Fury go down, it might have changed the decision to a knockout.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Usyk won 7 rounds to 5. At worst, it was 6 all, and then that 10-8 round would have given him the decision anyway. So, insane performance. Much respect to both guys. And Usyk, man, fucking sick. To be that much smaller than someone and then, you know, do so fucking well and have the biggest moments. Insane. Respect to that guy, man.
Yeah, like you said, he was almost knocked out in that round. Fury has some gypsy shit going on, man. Even in that Deontay Wilder fight, where he came back from the dead like Undertaker, like WWE scripts that shit, bro. This is real life. He went out and he came back. And the same thing probably happened against Usyk, where he got smashed and he was just wobbling around the ring like he has no legs. And then the next round, he was just back like nothing had happened.
And he won maybe a round or two after that as well.
Exactly.
Insane.
And apparently, his corner all the while was telling him that he's winning. I mean, that's what he claims, and Fury claims in his post-match interview. But that just shows you, I mean, to me, it just proves that there's something else going on with Fury in his head.
Seen his father.
yeah, I was just going to say.
Seen his father, yeah. But what I want to highlight is Usyk's ability to not let Fury put all his weight on him. Because I think that's how Fury tires out a lot of his opponents. He's usually the bigger guy by a considerable margin. And even in this, he was the bigger guy. He tried to put his weight on Usyk time and again, tire him out. But Usyk just evaded it all the time because he's so quick on his feet. Anytime Fury would try to do that, he'd kind of just swivel out of it or like land his jab and then move back and not let Fury do it. But yeah, I mean, kudos to Usyk. Like you said, skill still trumps even in a heavyweight boxing match, which is all about power.
Yeah, and Usyk's discipline was crazy, bro. He stuck to his game plan so well. He didn't let Fury's antics phase him at all. Like Fury was also awesome. He landed those jabs and uppercuts were fucking sick. I don't know how he does it so fast at that size. But that showboating thing, there were times when he had him a little hurt and he was doing things like that, and that may have cost him a few rounds or moments and things like that. But I mean, that's a part of his game. Like discipline is part of Usyk, and the showboating is part of Fury to get in your head, to talk shit, to have his tongue out, and things like that. So, also Usyk apparently has a broken jaw. It may be a broken jaw, but that's why he didn't do a post-fight press conference. He was taken straight to the hospital. And Fury, unfortunately, did have a post-fight press conference in which he said Usyk might have won the decision because his country is at war. So,
Which is true. I mean, his country is at war.
Which is true.
We don't know about how it affected the decision.
obviously, it didn't. We know.
But Fury also spoke about one of the absolute human truths, which is it's all about getting paid and getting laid.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing line. I mean, that's why we do this sports pod, right?
And he's buying an airport in Blackpool or something. We saw that video. There's this video that we just saw probably a few months ago where Fury's like,
It's from his reality TV show
Yeah.
with Netflix.
so he's telling his wife in the kitchen or something, hey, I want another private jet. I need to get to places and this thing. I might just buy the Blackpool airport. Fuck it. And his wife is just angry. He's like, that's stupid. That's going to cost you so much. 60 grand every time you fly.
So that's the paid part, and the late part is that his 8th child is on his way.
Nick Cannon of boxing.
I guess, dude, if you want to put it in that way. But yeah, I mean, amazing fight. I'm actually kind of happy that Fury lost because he's going to come back hungrier, and a hungrier Fury is always a menace.
20 pounds heavier.
20 pounds heavier. But his press conferences are going to be dialed up. His performance is going to be dialed up. Whatever happens, his next move is going to be really, really important, and more importantly, really, really entertaining. If he fights AJ, if he fights Usyk, whoever.
So they're
I'm gonna
saying the
watch.
rematch is going to happen. And yeah, I was going to say it was an awesome event because there was a bunch of knockdowns and knockouts throughout the event. And stars were out, Ronaldo, Neymar, Stevie G.
Yes, the Saudis did an
AJ.
amazing job putting up a fight, right?
All these guys were there. And yeah, I mean, great event for them, yeah. Finishing it off with the...
You don't want to say anything?
No.
Okay.
I went last fucking week, bro.
I mean, we're praising them, man. You don't need to
Yeah.
get so awkward.
It's like his job is on the line.
I just don't like talking about my shit.
Okay, we'll make sure to bring it up next time
Yeah.
also.
You guys are fucking... You guys are fucking assholes, bro. ZS, you definitely can't. Just say.
But yeah, did you watch any of the fights from the undercard?
I just watched the highlights. I didn't really know those guys. I don't follow...
Dude, 345 is a rough time for a ring walk.
Yeah.
Fury Usyk. I tried to stay up. I was up till 3:45, saw the first round, and then my eyes were
Yeah.
on the verge.
UFC Fight Night again this weekend. Murphy versus Barboza. Murphy won. Pretty dominant performance. He was really putting pressure on Barboza, cutting off escapes, he's keeping the fight in his range, and he was mixing it in with groundwork, takedowns. So Barboza really looked quite out of it. Barboza obviously a complete legend in the sport. He's been a veteran. He's fought people like Justin Gaethje, Khabib, Tony Ferguson. Yeah, he's lost to all of them, but he's fought them. So yeah, he won 10-8 rounds. In round 2 and 3, dominant performance. No,
No 10-8 rounds at all.
round 2 and 3 was
Hit him.
No 10-8 rounds, but a dominant win for...
Yeah.
They don't give 10-8 rounds as as generously in MMA.
okay, fair.
Yeah.
I just read 10-8. But at the end of round 1 actually was really interesting. I think Murphy was saved by the bell. It was like Barboza was on the floor and he gave him like a left up kick, kind of a kick, and Murphy kind of went unconscious on him, but it was like 1 second left, so he really did get saved by the
Yeah, so that was Barbosa's best moment of the fight. As you know, like he said, Barbosa has been an amazing fighter, super entertaining, great striker, and he landed that up kick. So Barbosa can really change a fight in a span of seconds. So you have to be on edge with him. And Murphy, super impressive. I mean, he's from Manchester and things like that. And to outstrike someone like
So what?
I just like that. I just like
So are
that.
like million other people.
Lisa hostage.
I just like that. I don't know.
That he's from Manchester.
Yeah.
He actually got shot in Manchester.
You'll only find such interesting facts about people, about athletes at the casuals.
Interesting fact about him in 2013, he was leaving a barbershop in like the suburb area of Manchester. And he got shot by a gunman in Manchester. He was hit by 3 bullets. He was hit on the face and in the neck twice. So he actually
Neck?
In Manchester?
Yeah, he has a scar here on his neck. Like he has a set of prosthetic teeth, and he has a tiny shard of like bullet permanently embedded in his tongue. 'Cause he's
Why are you
laughing.
laughing at this?
I don't want to know so much about this man's life.
When you bring facts, it's okay. When
So
he
they call
says
him-
something, it's not okay.
I didn't watch this fight. I mean, y'all can talk about it. I'm just
But
listening.
either way, great performance against a ranked opponent, and now he's going to be either 11 or 12th. And yeah, he won 5 rounds to 0 on my cards, and one judge only gave him 4-1. So awesome performance. I did not expect it was going to be that dominant from him, and I think he should fight Calvin Cater next. It'll be a good striking matchup, and it'll be a really fun fight. And also, these guys got fight of the night. You know, even though it was a one-sided win, Barbosa did land some damage, and especially that upkick, and it was a very entertaining fight, as it is when Barbosa fights.
Is he ranked in the top 10 now?
He was on. Barbosa was 12 before this fight. Murphy unranked.
Yeah.
Murphy's face looked quite worse for after the fight as well. It was
Yeah.
He took some shots for sure.
So he's one to watch. Keep an eye on him.
Yeah, undefeated. He's 14-0-1, I think, at this point.
If you had to compare him to one of the popular fighters, like how would you sell him?
He's from Manchester.
It's like a Jamal Hill, much lighter Jamal Hill. If you
Is he black?
Yeah.
Yes. I'm thinking of other black fighters as well. But in another division, maybe like a Fiziev, maybe
Okay.
a very good striker, entertaining, crisp. He has a good jab and things like that. So
Is he good on the mic or?
he's okay on the mic. He
Okay.
can be better, I think.
See,
the road
baby.
to the UFC tournament, we had 3 Indian fighters.
Road to UFC, not to the.
Road to UFC. Fucking hell, man. Road to UFC.
Road to the UFC.
Makes more sense than road to UFC. Okay, so we had 3 fighters obviously in the road to UFC. Sam, you want to introduce what happened?
Continue. Highway to the UFC.
He put the before. On road to UFC.
Road to UFC. 3 Indian fighters, 1 male, 2 females. Angad Bish, the male, winning the fight actually in round 1. TKO, looked really solid, looked really fast. He actually got hit by 1 punch also in the round 1. He just stood there like it was nothing. I think he thought he was in Nala Supara or something. He's like, I faced this before. But yeah, he was really good, really quick.
Where's he from, Sammy?
He's from the mountain region. Derden. What is Derden? Where is Derden?
But yeah,
He's from Dehradun. Might be a little confusing, but yeah, I feel like I should have made that clear. He's from Dehradun, the same mountain region as Anshul Jubilee.
probably not true, but yeah, that's what the commentator said. Either way, he performed really well. He's a good flyweight. He was a champion at MFN, which is India's best promotion at flyweight, and then they recruited him for road to UFC, and he performed really well. Looked decent on the feet, and he's more of a grappler, and he finished the fight with ground and pound.
He's also representing his own gym, that mutant.
Yes, so he used to go to Thailand, Indonesia to train, and then he learned all the skills and started his own thing. So he's a coach, and then he fights professionally as well.
They made a good point, the commentators. I know we're making fun of them, but they made a good point during the fight is that this guy's like completely self-taught in the sense that he's just a traveler, just goes from one point to another, collecting all this information to then come back to India to set up his own stuff. And they made a point that fighters like him who are so raw would do so much benefit with the PI at the UFC and could actually make a huge difference in the levels that they're fighting at. And I can see that for Angad, because the guy he was fighting, he was levels above him already without proper, techniques on how to dehydrate and lose weight and rehydrate and nutrition, weight training.
So the UFC's been pushing a lot in India. They sent Merav here recently. They started
To wrestle on the beach.
to wrestle on the beach to have pani puri and vada pav, whatever the fuck. But that was a cool thing they did. They started UFC India on Instagram of like probably 4 months ago now, and they're really pushing for it to be big because we have such a massive population, good money for them. And then I think the first thing they'll do is try to set up a PI here, like how they have in China and I think in Mexico as well. They have this UFC gym in Bandra, but it's not anything like a PI. It's just a gym that, honestly, you and I can also own it if we have. I think they charge like 2 CR for the name UFC gym, and then you do build it according to them, but then you do whatever the hell you have to. So I think if they do a PI, like Sammy said and the commentators were saying, it would be fantastic for MMA in India.
Apart from like the population, we also have a very rich history with Indian wrestling, especially up in the north.
Khali and all.
Kali.
No, I'm not talking about Kali. We've had Olympic level wrestlers. We've had them even shine at the Asian Games and the Commonwealth.
Boxing.
Even Vijender Singh with boxing. I know that was way back in 2008, but there is potential. It's just there is no infrastructure, there is no investment that these fighters are desperately crying out for.
You can't wait to see Sean O'Malley on the Couple Show.
I don't know how that's gonna go. But apart from all this, my favorite part is hearing their coaches just scream in Hindi.
English
बहुत
or
बढ़िया. No, बहुत बढ़िया, बहुत बढ़िया.
Well, what else do you want them to say?
Dude,
bro?
but it sounds awesome. I love
it's
it.
good.
I want to hear it.
And there's no crowd, so you can really hear it.
You can really hear it. I mean, they're usually screaming in Spanish or Portuguese or some other language that I don't understand in. And
English also you don't understand.
you don't really understand because they are speaking in their Manchester, Mancunian accents. And I always think that they're like probably telling them something super important, super, technical, but it's actually not that. It's just,
Maro se maro.
it's pretty basic stuff. I just want to hear more of that.
Yeah. And obviously, we had 2 more competitors from India, Kiran Singh and Priya Sharma, both females. Kiran Singh lost round 1, ground and pound TKO, and Priya Sharma also unfortunately lost by unanimous decision at the end.
Yeah, I mean, for
Kiran
Kiran,
Singh?
it was. Interrupt, say.
No, you say what you want to do.
Kiran Singh, obviously, it was no match for her opponent. She got hit on the feet and then finished on the ground, like he said. And then Priya, I thought could compete, but then I think she got some bad corner advice. And the commentators called it out where they were like, I think you need to shoot for a takedown or you have to stop throwing combinations. But she wasn't really landing, so you need more combinations. And that's what the commentators were saying, which cost her the fight 3-0. She lost to Dom.
We saw the Kiran Singh fight together, at least bits of it. And the commentators were like, she doesn't do jiu-jitsu. She does Indian style. So I'm still trying to figure what they were saying or what Indian style is. But yeah, she didn't do jiu-jitsu.
Clearly.
It was a tough watch. Like, I don't want to be hypercritical, but it was a tough watch. And I just wish UFC keeps giving Indian wrestlers a chance. But yeah, I mean, I don't know what else
Tough
to say about
night
that.
for the ladies. We'll see Angad Best in the semis, and if he wins that in the finals in the coming months.
Yeah, and Priya Sharma actually showed really good intent. Like you said,
I thought she did have the skill to, compete better than she did.
but Dong's corner after the first round told her Dong is primarily a wrestler, and that's her strength. So they told her you don't even need to wrestle her.
Yeah.
Just throw your combinations and you'll be fine. But Dong got into trouble in the second round and she started shooting for takedowns. That shows you that Priya Sharma did some damage. She was good with the intent.
And then after that round, her corner, Priya's corner, gave her bad advice.
yeah, with the like you're shooting too long, your
You're-
combinations are too long, or some shit like that.
Yeah, if you're not getting hit too much on the feet, have long combinations. Why not?
Yeah, again, like hopping back to the point I made earlier, like education and infrastructure and investment and coaching.
Education?
In terms of coaching, I mean, wrestling education is what I mean.
Not Indian style.
Not Indian style. But yeah, just investment in infrastructure for wrestlers would
But-
do us.
Yeah,
a
I'm
great
loving it that at least these guys. Last year we had Anshul and Pawan compete in Road to UFC. This year we have two women and Angad Bish
Angad.
is winning. And Jubilee's actually in the UFC. We had a couple of Indian fighters recently in the PFL. So I'm actually liking that a lot.
Yeah, I mean, more power to them, and
Yeah.
you want to see the Indian flag at the UFC, at the PFL.
Right.
Yeah. We're at the end of the season now. We've got the 4 teams that are going to be playing the conference finals. We have Mavs who beat Dallas Mavericks, obviously, who beat number 1 seed Oklahoma City Thunder in a game 6 to go to the Western Conference Finals. Luka, Kyrie, obviously, again playing out of their mind. Shea just wasn't enough doing it on his own. He needed Chet and all to back him up a little bit. But yeah, I mean, it's being a Mavs fan, it's been great to see how Kyrie and Luka have been linking up this year. Luka's been like, okay, fine, I'll take a little less of the ball. If that means that he can have it a little more, because Kyrie's been shooting so well, he's been finishing so well. We already know he's great, but he's just been proving that he can be that number 2 in the team so well, which we've seen before.
Yeah, I mean, they also had a comeback. They were down in the third quarter. And then these two guys and Derek Jones Jr., the fucking dunker, is scoring so many points. It's actually crazy to see because Aaron Gordon dunker, he was known as before, and he did well with the Nuggets. And now Derek Jones Jr., who is just known to fly, is scoring points on all parts of the court. So, yeah, I mean, good for you and good for Dallas that they're winning. And it is fun to watch Kyrie in a normal headspace and Luka sharing the ball a little more. And, we were talking about how Luka's not having the best playoffs, but he's averaging like 24 points.
Yeah,
and a
it's
bunch
just
He had a
of-
triple-double this
so
game.
he's doing just fine. I think he's just sharing the ball a little more. So he doesn't have like as many 40 pointers or something like that.
Yeah, because in the past few years, they were too Luka reliant, and it wasn't. He was just getting beaten down by the end of the games, and it wasn't too good. But there's a bromance brewing in Mavs. I love to see it, and Kyrie at his best again, so good.
Actually, you saw them, even OKC in game 6, every time Luka or Kyrie had the ball, they were double teaming them. So Luka and Kyrie were so good at sharing the ball with even their other teammates. They were passing the ball around. Like you said, Derek Lively, Derek Jones as well.
And this OKC team is super, super, super young, man. The fact that they've made it so far and given Mavs a tough run for their money is commendable in its own. And they have like years to come. And I'm pretty sure they're going to be more competitive next
I
season.
think they're the youngest team ever to make playoffs.
Damn, I didn't know that.
And the first seed, bro. That's fucking
number
crazy.
1 seed.
Yeah.
Same, they tied with the Nuggets for the number 1 seed, but yeah. Talking about the Nuggets, they actually had a game 7 this weekend versus the Minnesota Timberwolves, who, that's again probably the best matchup this playoffs everyone's looking at. Timberwolves took it in game 7, they pretty much destroyed the Nuggets. It was 96-90. Low scoring game, not that great a game. But offensively, you could see the Nuggets weren't really being able to do it.
No, go ahead.
Jokic and Murray combined for like 69 out of the 90 points. Jokic was 34 points, 19 rebounds, and 7 assists. So this is really
Not my MVP.
not my MVP.
Do it in your Shaq voice now.
No, my MVP. Big man.
Yeah.
But Nuggets were up 20 at halftime, and then Ant locked down Murray, and then
Yeah.
it switched to there. So he actually didn't score that many points, Anthony Edwards.
No.
He let the scoring go.
The
to
scoring,
Cat and them.
yeah, scoring was pretty spread out. Cat had 23 points, McDaniels had 23, Gobert had 13, Ant had 16, and then in the bench, Conley had 10, Reed had 11. So it was pretty spread out as
Yeah.
opposed to the Nuggets, who were pretty reliant on Jokic and Murray, who got 34 and 35 each, and Gordon and Michael Porter Jr. were nowhere to be seen in this game.
It
And
happens
Gordon
in
had a 4-4,
playoffs.
yeah.
It happens in the playoffs that like people are just going off, and then if you're not that elite, you just slow down a bit. That pressure, that defense just gets
but
to you.
I mean, we saw Nuggets last year play much better basketball with Aaron Gordon. Obviously, he had 4 points, and it was 4-4-2 was the scoreline for the game. So 4
Yeah.
rebounds and 2 assists, which is absolutely shit.
Yeah.
And in the last game, he was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, they won, and I guess he kind of was the
Yeah.
difference. But I guess it was a legacy game for
Anthony.
Anthony Edwards. Stepping up, making a difference, beating the defending champions. So yeah, fully deserved, and I'm excited to see him. He is so entertaining.
Cat was talking about how they've struggled for so long, and Anthony is like, just shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
You're not going to struggle anymore. I'm here. And like, he's such a crazy character. It's like he played that movie part or something, and it's
Hustle.
Hustle, yeah.
And it's very true to how he is.
His
as a
character,
person.
yeah.
Yeah.
But he is obviously, they're calling him the next Michael Jordan and all. He is a ridiculous athlete.
You stop kicking
Has been,
Hezbollah.
has been.
Swear to God.
Yeah.
And then Pacers.
Yeah.
Knicks.
Pacers Knicks, that also was a game 7 last night. Completely dominated by Pacers. I don't think at any point, once they had a 15-point lead, I don't think they dropped below that. Jalen Brunson was quite invisible. Dante DiVincenzo was, what happened?
Yeah. Okay.
Dante DiVincenzo was almost a 40 bomb, 39 points.
You don't have to stop talking every time we look at you.
Wait, see, I thought you wanted to talk. So, yeah, and OG Anunoby also suffered an injury like 5 minutes into the game. So they were without him. But yeah, it was fun game to watch. Pacers looked like how they were looking at the start of the season when Halliburton was fit.
Yeah, I'm just sad that we won't get, like I said in the last step, we won't get the Bing Bong videos that come out.
Do Bing Bong in that.
Bing Bong! The New York
Fuck
Knicks
your life.
Bing Bong, fuck your life. Yeah, those videos are the best part about Knicks making a deep run in the playoffs. So I'm sad about that. And also not getting to see Jalen Brunson, who is a very weird player to watch because he's not that athletic, but he gets it done. Like Jokic, but
Like Luka also of sorts.
yeah, of sorts. And that, I guess, is becoming more and more the trend in the NBA. But yeah, sad for the Knicks, but I guess
Yeah.
I'm happy that the Knicks are out. They were getting fucking annoying. A lot of my friends just getting so hype about all of this, and
damn, you have friends in New York, then, huh?
yeah.
You have friends,
Oh,
damn, you have friends.
Tell him,
Fuck off.
stay in your lane.
He hangs out with his cousins now. Every match, every tournament.
You can't
every-
talk to my co-host like that.
Yeah, and the last spot has obviously gone to the Boston Celtics, beat Cavs in 5, 4-1. They're going to play now the Pacers. I mean, if you hate the Knicks so much, I would think that you'd want to beat them in the Eastern Conference.
No, I just wanted to shut the fuck up. So
But yeah,
on the Celtics,
Yeah.
they won pretty easy against the Cavs, and
I
if
think,
you're going to start predictions from there, I'll go with Celtics to beat the Pacers.
yeah, Celtics to beat the Pacers for sure. And I would say Mavs to beat the Timberwolves.
Bro, go. Yeah, Mavs. Okay, agreed.
Yeah, same. I think Celtics and the Mavs on the other side. I guess we all on the same page on this.
I'm going to go Timberwolves just to change.
Spice it up?
Yeah, just to spice it up.
But now is when we actually start watching NBA. Now is when it actually starts.
You
getting,
speak for yourself.
You watched.
Speak
you,
for yourself.
You watched all
I
the
watched
games.
enough.
You watched all the games.
I
right?
watched enough.
You watched all the games.
I watched enough.
And the good part is we either get to see Luka, Ant, or Tatum get a ring, because I'm just assuming that Pacers are not going to win. We see one of them three get a ring, which is always nice.
Yeah.
Plus, Mavs, it would be Timberwolves' first ever championship, Mavs second. So, fuck the Pacers. I'm just not.
Yeah, that was it from this episode.
Yep.
Good episode, boys. Thank you so much for
Thank you.
listening. Tune in next week. We have some different kind of shit coming up.
Yep. See you guys next week.
See you.